Muốn giết một con rồng máu phải chạy thành sông.
Radiant's bottom tower is being subjected to extreme violence. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Turret has fallen afoul of the dire.
Got it.
Top tower is under attack. Must I Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Has that ever been cause for celebration? Oh, look. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Muốn giết một con rồng máu phải chạy thành sông.
Regeneration.
Gold for my master.
I would like to point out that Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is being subjected to extreme violence. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Has that ever been caused? Radiant's structures are fortified. There appears to be some sort of magic at work. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress. Radiant's bottom tower has been denied. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Did I mix my magics?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. I have no reason to doubt about such things. I don't mean to be alarmist, but in a Dire's bottom tower, their bottom tower has fallen. Under attack. and see. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Sorry, I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's structures are beautifully fortified. Sorry, I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower is under attack. I don't mean to be alarmist. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. I feel like a broken record. Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business. Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business. Dire's top tower is under attack. Must I repeat myself? Radiant's top tower is... bottom tower is under attack. Sorry, I just noticed that Dire's bottom
Then
Got it.
Is now officially extinct.
School.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Its structures are not only fortified, they are positively glowing. Top tower is under attack. Top tower has fallen.
then
Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Middle tower is under attack. I have no reason.
A flash of inspiration.
allies disappear.
tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are Radiant's middle tower is under attack. I will be so dry about such things. Radiant's middle tower is fallen. Some should be very pleased with Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Singular antecedent. Team ban. Radiant team pick.
I'm dead.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Mirana.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team, Radiant team. Radiant team.
Japoy is my idol. Japoy is my idol.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Japoy is my idol.
Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Japoy is my idol.
10 seconds remaining.
Japoy is my idol.
5 seconds remaining.
Japoy is my
Radiant
idol.
team pick.
Ito na!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Ito na! Ito na! Ito na! Ito na!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Morphling.
Ito na!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Ito na! Ito na!
Radiant team ban.
Face the sword.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team banned. Ten seconds remaining. Fire team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Ember spirit.
Choose your hero, my good friend.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out!
I mean, sure, you could argue that Phoenix is with the Sunray, but it's not immediate. You know, it needs time to ramp up the healing that you're able to do. So, you know, an immediate TP, it doesn't mean a false promise is coming through or an aphotic shield or anything like that. You know, you're going to need to rely on your individual skill to be prepared with these defensive remnants coming through. So I think Ember Spirit's going to be okay if he just breaks even in the lane, and then they're going to look to rotate, use their first ultimates to, you know, pretty high effect. Because, well, another issue they might have, excuse me, as well, is no real way to get in onto the Snapfire to stop those Mortimer's kisses as well. You know, you can get in, you use the Searing Chains, but that's not really gonna do all that much against the channel there.
Just for good measure, just to make sure he's dead.
A gift from the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it was 14 new teams that got added yesterday, so I was very happy to see that. Some not even just the voice lines, like TMSMG's wallpaper looks great. It was done by the artist Dire Dude, who, you know, does a bunch of great artwork. I wish you could just buy things individually as well, right? Because, like, I'll be honest, like, some of the other stuff in their pack, not that great, but I would buy that wallpaper. The Chen. Oh, it's so cursed when it's on the tower as well. I believe that's Skim. Remember back in the day when Skem was doing his POS 1 Chens? I feel like that's it. I say back in the day, it was about 8 months ago or something.
30 seconds to battle.
He has for sure. I feel like Chen is just in the bin these days though, so probably a bit less
With mice and a chameleon.
about, you know, the heroes that were picked like less than 5 times across every single upper lower division season 2 DPC, and Chen was one of them, and a couple of the other ones that we saw yesterday that I don't believe were successful in the clicks and the Naga were there as well.
This is it. The battle begins.
Oh, connects with the arrow. It's still fine. Like, you're going up against the Faceless Void, he's not able to dish out a ton of burst against you. And even Zhao, like, you're a Snapfire, sure, you've got the little Shredder, you got the Blightstone. It's going to be annoying, and I'm sure he's going to be prioritizing it, putting into FBZ, just so that you're, again, spending more gold on your tangos. You know, you want to be avoiding doing that as much as possible as this Mars. You need to try and pressure in the Faceless Void. Probably going to even be worth getting the 1 point of the Bulwark at level 4, just to be able to stop a lot of the counter harass that might be coming out. Just looking at each other menacingly. It's a shared understanding, you know, like, this is kind of what we have to do. There's some cool stories going back to, like, you know, the World Wars on, like, Christmas Day, where both sides had, like, a ceasefire, and they actually came and, like, played cards and had drinks together, and then the next day they were just back to normalcy. It's pretty sad, but, you know, it's the reality of the situation back in the day. I tell you what. I'd say top, provided that, I mean, it shouldn't be as big of a deal if Kezcute isn't out of position. Like, this Morphling is not going to be in a position to die all that often, but play hard. We can see he's got the Blightstone. You've got the level 1 Viscous Nasal Goo. That's all you really need. I say that, but mid lane, Yopaj is actually able to get the first blood on his own, not even needing the Mirana's help to rotate through and pick it up. And that's just as the Water Rune spawn as well. So he's going to look to clean up this this range creep, quickly rush over, grab one of them. If he can get both, that'd be a huge win.
Dire's top tower is being attacked like no.
I mean, any solo experience going to a Faceless Void, you're always going to be happy for that. It's just about getting out of the laning stage, but still, you've only got the 2 points in the Time Walk, so receiving a fair amount of harass. You've got Zhao coming back to the lane, though, with a fresh salve. He's going to be just fine.
Radiant's structures are fortified.
Ooh. Those quills are stacking up. And the one that actually makes the rotation through to the water rune to make sure it's secured is actually Zhao. So not even needing the Mirana to be able to do it, he even goes ahead and snipes the enemy bounty rune. So Mikoto, he's got no bottle charges remaining, just misses the toss there on Yopaj. Could have, well, not necessarily been more kill potential, but certainly a lot more harass considering he doesn't have any bottle charges left on this Ember. Yeah, for sure. And you've also, well, you have to consider the fact that Mikoto, at least he was able to get the kill before he died. It was all the solo experience, and he essentially gets a free bottle refill as a result. So with the deaths now granting the free TP scroll, he's not gonna care all that much. But you're already a level and a half behind this Tiny, who's getting very close to picking up his phase boots. So it's going to be now about, you know, I've already been died a couple of times. I'm not quite that level 6 mark just yet. Will they be able to pick him off before he gets to there? It's probably only a couple of creeps away, but... Oh, lands. Toss back. Oh, nice leap coming through from Mikoto. Still no remnants. Been a little bit of trouble. Oh, really nicely done by Hyde as well. He makes the rotation through. There was a regen rune waiting for them bot, but he just... some solid teamwork coming through. I believe FBZ just gave him his bottle so that he can go through, refill it up, get the bounty, sip him straight back up to full HP. Well, close enough to it. This time, though, now these play hard. Well, I'll say rotations, but... I mean, that was pretty keen, considering he was sitting right in the middle of a creep wave. Not quite. A couple more levels, maybe. I think so, because the side lanes have been going well, and there's been some stacks that have started to be built up a little bit, although it's going to be CTM that does a very good job with their scouting due to the really deep observer ward placed down by the Mirana. So it's a nice job to be able to pick that out and just take it on away. So that was a lot of your comeback potential.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. a stroke of cunning, or perhaps of desperation, Dire's
Maybe.
structures-
He's TP'd down here, so he's pretty much a sitting duck. Might look to cookie through the trees to the left just to try and get away, but no. He's just going to fall down, hide, yoinks it away with the single right click. But at least for Neon's sake, that's me. He was able to TP up to the top side now that all this attention's on bottom. And we can see here, CTM, he's just continuing to take away a lot more of these stacks. I mean, this was your comeback potential for the Ember Spirit. I mean, he's at least going to be able to take a small camp plus the creep wave, but it's nowhere near as much experience as they were hoping to be able to funnel through into it. Gets the bounty rune as well, so it's okay.
Middle tower is under attack. I've never seen Radiant's structure looking so Radiant's bottom tower is subjected to extreme violence. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress. Oh, look, Radiant's bottom.
Third death of the game and bottom of all of the cores so far. So side lane's going real well for Boom so far. Already about to reach level 6 on the Phoenix as well. The 10-minute mark starts to come up. I think probably feed through the time into Hyde, just because that level 7 is a big power spike for him as well. You're basically going to hit level 6 on Kesku very shortly.
Nice.
Makoto?
Japoy is my idol.
Honestly, it's worth Zhao just staying up here. You got the siege creep available. If you TP up here, still that little shredder's going to do a lot of work, plus the Blightstone onto the tower. Feels like Boom, well, if they were to rotate anyone, it would have to be FBZ to try and make a defense happen of this top tier 1 tower. But this TP scroll, still about 10 seconds left on cooldown. Let's see what they think to do about it. Do they last forever? He's always watching, you know, you gotta be mindful of it. Oh, this ancient stack, they're gonna scout out the CTM's taking it. It is daytime, but he gets the majority of it at least. Find out the snapfire. You're very happy for that to be the case though for Neon. Wow, they're actually turning it around with Yopaj? I guess they don't have many tools left.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. I have no reason to lie about such things.
What a bounty!
It's another one of these power of information games, right? Where you're just constantly seeing stacks taken away by enemy teams, right on the timings for a lot of these neutral items coming through too. So that's going to give Boom a nice little power spike. And 10 to 10, 12 minutes in, not too much in terms of net worth lead. And we haven't really seen Dreamercell be part of any kind of team fights. He's just been happily farming away. He's got his Morbid Mask, he's got his Yasha. He should be just fine, as well as the additional stats that you get from the Ironwood tree. Hard to say, right? Because, yeah, withstanding the burst, do you trust your Phoenix? And he's also going into a Desolator build. Oh, is that Desolate? No, he's going into the Maelstrom. Never mind. Yeah, I think the Maelstrom is totally fine then with the Flame Guard absorption.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Has that ever been cause for celebration?
Even salving up. They can't find anyone. Nice arrow. Your punch is here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Not in a good way. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And it's just the chain feeding happening right now from Neon. I mean, they dive beyond a tier 1 tower, so it's very easy for reinforcements to come in. A lot of the time they were just standing underneath this tower, getting a little bit of that extra armor. And right now the Faceless Void doesn't do much in terms of damage. You know, he's got a Yasha. It's not like you've gone this Mask of Madness, Maelstrom build that's able to dish out a lot more damage in these team fights. This feels a lot more like just a pure farming build. And, well, even though it's like that, Natsumi, he is not farming much at all, still sitting at the bottom of all the cores on the net worth charts.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack at work. Middle tower has fallen.
Mau kemana, bos? Mau kemana, bos?
I'm very, very sorry, but you just got baited.
The prize is mine.
I think you're just wanting to prepare for the fact that you're going to need a Manta style, right? He doesn't want to go a super early BKB. You're going to be able to get out of the Searing Chains. You've also got the Adaptive Strike that's going to be coming in at you, so I don't mind it all that much. Even, hell, just getting off the Fire Spirit's attack speed slow is going to be pretty important. Yeah, you know what I was talking about before with the top tier 1 tower. Finally, it looks like Neon are going to try and put a little bit more attention onto it with this next siege creep coming through. You've still got Xiao sitting around with his Blightstone. He's still got the little shredder available. Going to wait for the lift to be popped. I mean, a little early for mine on the use of the actual little shredder. Not going to have quite as much armor reduction last, but this is something that could have potentially happened 5 minutes ago. And who knows, maybe that team fight would have happened very differently if they didn't have that tower on Boom's side. Yeah, a little surprising to see Mirana have such little kill involvement relatively. I mean, 3 out of the 10 kills, he's got an urn, so he needs to be there. He needs to be with the rest of his team. I'm thinking about going for a smoke here in Neon. They are. Can they get them on the retreat, though? Actually revealing here. Yeah, you just compare the farm. He's basically nearly got double the Faceless Void's farm as this Morphling, and he's being active around the map as well. You know, 10 out of the 18 kills going his way. You compare that to the Faceless Void, only part of 4, 5 deaths involved in all of that. And you just have a look at it. Like, everything about him is doing damage right now on Faceless Void, but it's just not happening. You know, there's not much survivability for it. You're getting what? 16 agility, plus 7, plus 20. That's 43 agility just coming from, you know, your neutral items, plus, you know, the swords that you've picked up. But it just never seems like they're in the right position. They're not completely connected together. Someone's always getting picked off first.
Speedy rune of haste.
That haste. Cool.
Radiant's structures are fortified.
Yep, take that 2-2 tower. Yopaj, at least now he's got the Ogre Axe, so a little bit more damage that's going to come through with the burst. Once he finishes up that Echo Saber, that's going to be a big benefit for him, just because it feels like so many times they've gone for these kills and people have survived on about 100 HP. If he could get that double hit in, get the tree toss as well, to combo together with all of that, that's going to change things up massively for them. Hell, even if they get like a crit stick, for example, coming through, which right now the Faceless Void is holding on to. If it was me, I would switch that up. They did just use the arena, so at least, you know, you're not having to worry as much about that. But yeah, again, I think that's a Diffusal Blade coming out to him. Let's see if they're able to stall out this Roche attempt long enough. You've got Zhao coming. He's only level 10. Just the level 1 Mortimer's Kisses. He's just going to look to park himself well away from this team fight and hopefully rain down some Hellfire. This could be a good one, though. You know, like one of these fights, you don't have arena again, and it's around a closed area like the Roche Pit, where Chronosphere could be really good, Mortimer's Kisses can be fantastic, not as many avenues to retreat with the Sacred Arrow. But Boom, to their credit, they realize that. They say, look, we've got a good lead, we've killed the Tiny for sure, but we don't have the guarantee yet to be able to pick up that Roche. So CTM is going to check it out himself, just body check it. Who are they going to run into? Oh, they found Zhao. He's just got to run. I mean, there was no damage inside that Chronosphere. You know, you bought back. Hell, Zhao might die again. Like, this pause, yes, it was for a DC, but it's going to let FBZ know, well, we got this little Snapfire here. That's where the pigs are coming out onto him as well. He's got no mobility. FBZ, he's got the Blink Dagger available. Less than 1 second on the Spear of Mars cooldown, so that's going to be a dieback. And that's your Roche potential taken right there. You'll have the arrow from Playhard at least, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Maybe it will. Oh, he's actually going for... Yeah. I felt like he just resigned himself to that, you know? Yeah, and I mean, you talk about the burst potential as well and being able to pick people off. That's the great thing about playing a Morphling into a Tiny. You know, you're just able to morph in, get your own Avatos combo off, combine that together with a waveform, shotgun. That's enough to be able to take down basically everyone in the game so far. So you also have the Searing Change, which prevents the Faceless Void from being able to get away with that Time Walk, at least until he's got that Manta style. And basically everyone's a sitting duck, even the Bristleback right now, which, I mean, he's tanky. He's got a Vanguard, he's got an Eternal Shroud, he's got the Plate Mail, but it feels like Boom are taking this and their team fights really well. They're just ignoring the Bristleback now. He's gotten past the stage of the game where he can be taken out by a lot of attention. So he's just like, you know what? We don't care all that much about him. Let's try and maybe spear him up, control him off to the side, but it's the rest of the team that we're more concerned about.
Mau kemana, bos?
Oh, it's going to be harder now. Well, who knows? It could be another one of these situations where A just actually fools the team into a false sense of cockiness. But I think it's really important that you just start to get some stacks up on these urns. You're going to need to wait, though, until this Faceless Void has Manta. Like, him having Manta plus Tiny having the Echo Saber, that's the big time in this combine. Punch, you can see here, he's very scared about coming into lane, even briefly. That wave pushed in, though. He's going to be able to buy the quarterstaff if he wants it. He does. It's coming out to him now. He's got a little bit more burst potential. And it's just about finding the supports, but to Boom's credit, they're either all standing behind their vision or they're all together. There's not a situation where someone's off on their own.
Under attack. Well, it seems that Radiant's top tower has fallen. It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's structures are beautifully fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack. And not great. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Surely that was structures are fortified. Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Chrono on cooldown. You get a lot out of that. You know, that's given that to me. Who ended up getting the kill there? It was Zhao, actually. So probably the person that you would have least wanted to be a part of that. But at least now he's going to be very close to that Blink Dagger, actually, with that cookie. Gets it. So he's going to be able to be a lot more cautious. What's the right word? He's going to be able to take advantage of his positioning more. Sorry, me brain no work good this one. CTMU has been trying to take a little bit of an ancient stack here, but he's going to have to come back because they're losing their base, and he TP's right back into them. Oh, nice toss coming through from Yopaj, though. There's a reason he's their idol. Solo kill. Found him. The Hex. A couple of buybacks. Tiny. I suppose they didn't use that. They'd used one previously on the Snapfire. Void, of course, not in a position to want to do it. If they're out of position now, they could get Cronus to Mortimer's Kiss, but no, they're just like, look, we got exactly what we wanted out of that engagement. We can finally take away this outpost as well, so even strangle them even more on the experience front. And, it's looking not so sunny right now for Neon, with Dreamer Cell about to hit level 20. Wave of form attacks targets, combine that together with a Satanic, and even though he doesn't have that Aegis, it's going to be very hard to kill this Morphling. Very close to the Manta, though. He can actually buy the Manta if he wants on Natsumi. You gotta catch the Phoenix, that's pretty much it. Dude, speaking of the Phoenix, he's got a crap load of stuff coming out to him. He's very close to picking up the Holy Locket for himself as well. So you thought that healing was good before? You ain't seen nothing yet. At least now the Mirana has the Spirit Vessel. No charges, but there's none on the boom side either. So a little bit until they're able to really impact on that sustainability.
Close attention now. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Respect for Rage Rex. Come on. Be careful. Ooh. He's got the axe. Good positioning. Yeah, that time they finally were at least able to catch out one of the supports on the backline, but it was just protected by everything. They're playing around their arena perfectly. You've got nowhere to move. It's too early. You've had such a good early game that the BKBs aren't quite online yet.
Strange to say, Radiant's middle tower is under attack. subjected to extreme. Dire's top tower is under attack. Must I repeat myself?
Muốn giết một con rồng máu phải chạy thành sông.
Tai nạn quá. Không sao, winnable guys.
With my eyes.
Roshan, we hardly knew you. Dire's top tower is under attack. In a stroke of cunning, or perhaps of desperation, Dire's top tower is under attack. Have been fortified. I repeat myself. In a stunning development, Dire's top tower has fallen. Strange to say, Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's business. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. I would like to point out that Radiant's middle tower has fallen. bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. To itself, the Radiant have slain Roshan.
I'll take it.
but Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Has that ever been cause for celebration?
It's ancient apparition as an ice cream.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Ancient apparition. The lore is there.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Anything to do with ice cream, it's always going to be a win in my books. But Neon, their recent series, their most recent games, against Boom, they went 1-1. That was in the 5th to 7th tiebreakers in the upper division alongside Omega Esports. Neon ended up taking first place in that, Omega second, and Boom lost, which meant that they're going to be in the lower division. Who knows, actually, like how TI works and all that. There might be some open qualifiers again to be able to get to the upper division or whatever. Who knows? But with all of that, Neon actually won the second game, which because they had a bit of a reset because they all went 1-1-1. And Boom won the first game. And it was a pretty convincing style. I think they ran like a bristleback, a Nature's Prophet, and assassin every single time. But they've gone a little bit away from that this time. And the series that they lost against Neon was when Neon Brood mothered them. And this was when Brood was OP. So we'll see if that's going to slip through. Last time Brood went all the way up until the last pick of the draft, but Boom, they've got last pick overall, so hopefully for their sake there's not going to be any sort of bamboozles. They've definitely got a lot more ways to deal with a Brood. Of course, the God's Rebuke, very nice to deal with it. You can even just toss up the Bulwark, and realistically you're not going to die to all the spiders, dealing very minimal amounts of damage, but we'll see. They've got a lot of good control for sure on Boom. And again, FBZ, I felt like we talk about Dreamer Cell and how he was getting a ton of farm and tons of impact, tiny, great Morphling game to be able to play into, but the Mars as well, it was on point. I can only count maybe 1 or 2 missed spears, but other than that, he was catching the optimal target every single time. I mean, compared to a Faceless Void, for sure, you know, with the Mars, you're always wanting to be, poking and prodding. You've got that little bit of extra range just from holding the big spear. What is that about the newer heroes, by the way? Just saying, you know what, you can have a little bit of extra range. You got the Monkey King, you got the Void Spirit, you got the Mars. It's crazy. It's just like the power creep is real, basically. So we'll see how he's able to do it. At least the Wraith King has the Mortal Strike for the lifesteal. Now it's a 5.5 second cooldown at level 1. But it's still going to make your life a little bit easier.
Dire team pick.
Nothing wrong with a Tusk.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And not even just that though, right? Like I talk about with the Wraith King, you need to worry about, okay, it's cool that you can kill him once, but you need to be able to kill him twice. And I feel like Tusk is one of those heroes that's fantastic at being able to do that. PL as well, right? Like, you're not heavily reliant on some massive one-off burst potential. I feel like the Finger of Death probably isn't going to be used on the Wraith King at all this game. It's just going to be about, you know, getting the initiation with the Tusk, use the tag team in combination with Finger of Death and whatever else you might have to take out AA or Earth Spirit, or hell, even some of the next few heroes that might come through from Neon. And then by the time you're ready to eventually go on the Wraith King, you know, you can crowd control him with some Ice Shards, you could spear him off into a tree somewhere, you could hex him, then, you know, you're going to have that second tag team up, and that's going to be enough to take him out. And then by that time, you know, PL's going to be there, you're going to be able to do a bit of the cleanup. So we'll see. I like this PL pick though, especially if they go into a Ag Shard style of build pretty early on.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you always have to worry about, you know, picking up a hero. I mean, the Lesh is gone now, right? Is Ember Spirit already been banned? Yeah, it has. So there's not really all that much that the PL's worried about at this point in time. What is there that Neon might look to pick? Nah.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team, pick.
Puck as well, I suppose. If you went into phase shift attack, you might have been able to deal with the illusions a little bit more. They wouldn't go Bristle again, would they? And just toss him mid and then hope that the PL hits him. But I felt like Boom addressed Bristle pretty well that game. Just don't attack him. You know, gank him super early on so he's not able to snowball, and then don't attack him at all. It makes Eternal Shroud useless. It makes Vanguard useless. It's I felt like their target prioritization. I don't know what's happened. Like, Boom have just increased in caliber massively over the course of like a week, and it's a little unfortunate that it came a little bit too late for them, but they're looking good now, and I like to see it.
Dire team, pick.
Wind Ranger at your service.
It's tempo. It doesn't deal with the PL, you're right, but it at least gives them some tempo. We're going to look to see a very active Yopaj. It felt like he was spending a lot of time in that mid lane. You know, yes, he did do well against Makoto in the laning stage, but nothing really resulted from that. You know, you don't have the same level of mobility as a Tiny. You don't want to go into these fast items, but you know, all you really need is a Javelin to be able to make something happen as this Wind Ranger. You know, rotate through to probably the Mars lane and try and take him out there before he's got well, any or many points into the Bulwark, and just quickly take him out. Make sure that the Wraith King has a good game, because you know, this feels like it might be a Radiance game coming out here for Natsumi, just to be able to have that burn going up against the PL.
Go ahead.
Don't mind it. I mean, you've got the Tornado to be able to deal with the Wind Run. Lots of stuff that's still going to be doing damage all throughout the evasion that he's going to have. You know, you just get the Cold Snap with an Urn on top of him until he's got the BKB. There's not too much that Yopaj is going to be able to do to deal with that. And yeah, some decent survivability as well. How's the rotation looking? I mean, Earth Spirit and the Tusk actually, both very strong rotators. So I'd say Invoker's probably going to be the one that's in a little bit more trouble if Earth Spirit does decide to rotate, just because you've got that kick potential as well. Make sure he's under the tower. He's always going to be carrying a dust. I feel like this is, of course, going to be a Quaswex style build.
10 seconds remaining.
So we'll see how it goes, but I mean, they had the last pick overall. I feel like Boom, their team cohesion has been fantastic. I feel like their target prioritization has been on point, and you know, even their cosmetics game is looking pretty spicy as well. So there's not too much to dislike about them.
You really should prepare for battle.
Did I feel a creak in my joint?
I think they can, but I think this game is going to be incredibly important about how they take their team fights, and more importantly, who they go on, right? Because they've picked a Legion commander into a Tusk, so you know that there's always going to be that save from the snowball coming through to not allow CTM to scale with that dual damage. So I feel like that's going to be a big part of Boom having a successful game this time around. They place a nice and early observer ward here. Got any that are going to be dropped on this side of the map? Doesn't look like it. Even just putting, they're going to spot out that this hard camp was awarded. But yeah, I mean, you've got the duel, you've got the shackle shot burst combination with the Wind Ranger on Yopaj. So who are they going to go in on first? I mean, you want to be able to pick off the line quickly enough. I mean, he's going to be real squishy, so try and take him down first, then get the duel onto the Tusk to try and take him out. And then it feels like a lot of the formation for Boom will crumble. But I feel like FBZ, he feels like he might have to play a bit more of a defensive role this game. That game one, he was very aggressive, but for me, it feels like Neon, they're going to be the ones being a lot more proactive this time around. You can see here, they're even committing 3 heroes into a Tusk lineup, and well, to their credit, they kind of scare him off a little bit. So it's going to be a 2-for-2 trade into a Tusk, which is always a big win. Yeah, I would agree with you. I feel like as well. Honestly, individually, they're both incredibly skilled players. The EMP connects onto him though, which is going to make that power shot style a little bit more difficult. Even there, just being able to dodge out some of these power shots. Got for the mind games with power shotting where they thought he was going to be, playing some Space Invaders in lane. Was Yopaj. Just a solid combo. Oh, speaking of solid, they're already going in onto the AA. The Ice Cream might be in a little bit of trouble, although the turnaround potential from that slow and the cold feet pretty deadly. And it shows how important that was as well, because he actually popped the salve as the Tusk was chasing him with boots, just for like that extra 40 HP or whatever it was that he ended up getting. So just that little bit of extra gold injection, they were not wanting to give that up to either this Tusk or the Mars, who could snowball heavily off of a really good early start. Long attack range, and the fact that, you know, the Mars ended up giving up the first blood, but that meant that Hyde was there to collect all of the experience that came through from the Ancient Apparition kill. He's already level 3, and he's just showing how effective that can be super early on. 1 point in all the different abilities is all they need to be able to get another kill. Yeah, and I like the fact that, you know, you get a lot of these pos 4s that can only play the one style, right? Like, let's say Hyde's playing the Tusk. Now he's gonna get spotted out as he makes that rotation through. I don't think he's seen this observer ward yet. Come on, walk forward. See it. See it. I don't know. Back on off. There we go. Ends up picking it up. But, you know, they'll play the Tusk, the Earth Spirit, the Clockwork. Very similar heroes, but, you know, we saw there. He can play a pos 4 Doom. He can play... We saw him play a Sand King. He can play a Phoenix. You know, there's a lot of versatility in Hyde's hero build. Hell, we've even seen him play a pos 4 Darkseer in the past before. So that's what I really like about it. Rotation. Good save. I'm on point again. Great spear.
Dyer's structures are fortified. Strange to say, Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Sorry, I just thought that Dyer's bottom tower.
That's the teamwork that you like to see. You know, we saw it on bottom there with Hyde being able to save from that 3-man gang rotation. You have Zhao rotating through the mid lane, double mango actually being used in onto Yopaj to make sure they secured that kill. But, you know, it's just, again, FBZ immediately gives his bottle over to Hyde. He's just going to pick it up, walk up back to lane. It might be a little bit slow, though, because that 3-man rotation is still going to continue. Snowball? Or... Can he kill Natsumi? One more? Still had his bottle as well, the 2 sips of the bottle on Hyde's. Not opting to use that when they weren't hitting him as he walked to the left of that small camp. Maybe might have been able to live that a little bit longer to make sure your spells came off cooldown, but still, it was a good attempt. Doesn't end up netting them anything though in the long run. 3v2, you kind of expect that's how it's going to happen. CTM still kept up solo here on the top side of the map. And say 1v3 actually. Oh no. Until then. They were actually a little short on mana as well on Kez to be able to get the Hex, so that, you know, slowed him down, made sure they were able to catch him even with that overwhelming odds.
Strange to say,
Small misplays coming out from Boom, and let's see if Neon are able to punish it accordingly. You can see, like we mentioned before, the rotation coming through. So, again, just catching him out on the wrong side of that shards, but it should be enough to be able to pick up the kill. Yeah, thanks. Quaswex combination with the Cold Snap means that you're always scared, even as this Wind Ranger, to use the EMP just to trade some of that mana. Who needs to go back to base, you know? Makoto back at full HP from the steel coming through from that. And that's a big bonus for the Tusk as well, right? He doesn't have to go into the Urn himself. He's in a bit of trouble here, though.
Radiant's bottom tower is being subjected to extreme violence. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, there is some kill potential there now that FBZ's level 7 already at the 9-minute mark. Also, I believe he's got his phase boots coming out to him, so that's a big damage boost coming through, as well as the level 5 on high. Being able to get that tag team in onto him, so we'll see what they're able to do. I mean, you can see here, they smoke up. It was it underneath the ward? Yeah. I know exactly what's happening. That's me. He's going to stick around just to be able to get that last hit, but might cost him. Very greedy. And they have a decent number of defensive wards around their jungle entrances, right? Like, basically nowhere can Boom go unless they're going to get spotted out. They've just dropped down a nice deep observer ward, so they kind of realize, well, this is probably where he's going to be going next. He's not coming back down to this bottom side of the map. But even just there, the communication coming through from FBZ, like, they saw that smoke was happening. But, you know, just dropping the arena a little bit early, giving them the time to make up the distance, and it was enough. Able to catch him out. I think he had the Wex invoked as well on the Invoker, just so he had that increased level of movement speed to make sure that he was able to quickly join in onto that gank attempt.